we also have a concept of slicing in our string, and we want to slice only Python out of this. We don't want is fun here. So what we can do is we have two ways of doing it. Either we can just use individual index positions to get all the characters, or we can use the concept of slicing. So how does this work? In slicing, you have to define a start value, a stop value, and a step value. Start, stop, and step. So there are three things here. So if let's say we want Python, so our starting index value should be 0, right? And we want up to this value and only, right? So one thing to notice here is the stop value is not included in the index. So if I'm just giving 5 here, I'm not going to get n because this is not included. I can show this. As you see, we have pytho only. We do not have our n here. So the stop value is not included in slicing. So this is an important thing to keep in mind. So if you want the whole Python, we have to take one index extra because the stop index is not included. Now we are getting Python here. Now, so this is the syntax. We have to use a colon between start and stop. Yeah, something like this. And we also, and the by default step value is 1. If you are not defining any step value, it's going to take one character at a time, and it's going to print those up to and not including the stop value. But we can define our step value as well. So it's the same step. We can use one more colon and we can define the step. So for example, here I'm giving 2. So now what it's saying is we will start with 0th index. We'll go up to 6th, but not including the 6th index. And we'll see every second character. Okay. Now if you see, I'm getting PTO. How is it going? Let's do a dry run here. So we are starting with the 0th index. At 0th index, we have P. We are getting our P. Then we are jumping 2 steps. So 1, 2, I'm at T now. This is within the stop value. So I'm going to print T. Then I'm jumping again 2 times, 3, 4. I have O in 4. I'm getting my 4. And then I'm jumping again 2 times. I'm going to the 6th. But since 6th is not included, since it's a stop value, I'm not getting anything here. So I have my output as P, T, and O. Now, so the default values, as I say, for step is 1. If I don't give anything here in start value, by default it starts with 0. So this code will also produce the same output as we have seen here. Okay. I can also specify the start value as anything and then 0. It's not mandatory to only include 0. And I can also specify our stop value as anything. If I'm not specifying my stop value, it's the length of your string by default. So if I'm not specifying, let's say I'm starting with 0, and if I'm not specifying anything here in step and stop, so the by default value here is my, let me start with 4. Okay. So the by default value for stop is the length of the string, that is 13, and by default value of the step is 1. So I'll get everything starting from the 4th character till the last character. Okay. So this is what we are going to get. Now, we also have a concept of negative indexing, as we already saw earlier. So We can do this in reverse order as well. So let's say I'm going from 4 to let's say the end, or let's say 1, and I'm defining the step value as -1. Okay, and I'm running the code. Now what is happening here? I'm starting from the fourth value, that is my O. I'm going one step backward, I'm getting H. I'm going one more step backward, I'm getting T. And now I'm going one more step backward and I've reached 1. But as we already discussed, our stop value is not included. That's why I'm not getting Y here. And I'm just getting this as output. So this is also a very strong concept, and normally um, we are getting some interview questions like how to reverse a string. So this is one of the simplest way to reverse a string in Python. If you do not specify a start value with negative step value, then your string starts with the length of the last index, and it goes up until the first value. So you see, I've just reversed my whole string in a single line, and this is the beauty of Python here.